This is the long end of the bag. It's 2.5 inches by 55 inches, which is the full length of a leather. The front and back of the bag, which is 16 inches by 11 inches in two places. Then we go into the base of the bag, which is 6 inches by 11 inches. Then the drawstring of the bag is 33 inches by 1.5 inches. Then we are going to cut the D-ring holder in any shape you want. That's the D-ring holder in two places. This one is 1 inch by 3 inches, then I just cut out the curves. Then this is for the base of the bag. It's going to be holding the bag seat on the base of the bag, just like that. Then this is the stopper. It's going to be the drawstring stopper. So we're going to start by sewing the long end of the bag now. We're going to sew 2 lines, then we'll trim it out. After trimming it out, we are going to make use of the 2 bag hooks and 1 adjuster for the hand. So you just watch the passing of the leather through the hook and then the adjuster. After fixing this one, you pass it in through the adjuster, then back into the hook and then back into the adjuster, just like that. Then you sew it together. After doing it, you sew the 2 in the middle together. Now we are going to fix the back seat to the leather. So you use your shuka to punch through the holes. Make sure the hose is not too close to the edge. And you do the same on the second one, and then you fix your back seat into it. Then after spreading it out just like that, you're going to use your hammer to hit it lightly, just lightly, just like that. Don't hit it too hard because it might spoil the shape of the back seat. So you move 2 inches in from the side, and then make sure the upper part and the lower part is in the middle, and you sew it round. And after doing that, you are going to fix the base to the body of the bag. The right side of the base facing the right side of the body. Then you make sure the distance between the upper part and the lower part is equal. Then you sew it in first. You sew it in and sew it straight. Then you turn it out and then sew again on the base. You turn out, yeah, just like that, and then you sew it again on the base. You're going to do the same for the second side of the bag as well, the back of the bag. After sewing the side of the bag, after sewing the base, you are going to sew the sides of the bag. This side also, you are going to sew it in, and then you turn it out and sew it out as well. The sewing it out is not compulsory, it's just for neatness for the side anyway. For the side it's not compulsory, but it gives it a kind of neatness when you sew it out again at the side. But that sewing it at the side may not be very easy when you are sewing when you're using a very thick leather. If you're using a very thick leather, it might not be very easy to sew, so you can as well just sew it inside and then continue with the bag. You do the same for the second side of the bag as well. When you're done, do the same for the second side. After sewing the second side, then you have to close the base part. So just close it just like that. Make sure you sew it in a little, and then you trim out the excess. You do the same for the second side, then you turn it out. Turn out your bag. So after turning it out, you have that. Okay, so then I'm going to sew the edges straight out just for beautification, and it's not compulsory, you can as well leave it. But I'm just going to sew the edges straight down. Yeah, just like that. So after sewing it, I'm going to fix the D-ring holder to the side of the bag now. I'm going to fix it directly on the line. I'm going to fix it directly on the line of the side, and like 1 inch down, 1 inch down or 1.5 inches down. And you have to be very careful when you're sewing it. Don't place your needle on your D-ring because it's going to break the needle. Just like that. So we'll do it for the second side as well. Now we are going to sew the drawstring of the bag, which is 33 inches by 1.5 inches. After sewing it, you trim it out. Make sure your drawstring is not too wide after sewing it. Then this is the stopper, the drawstring stopper. You can cut like 5 inches long leather by 1 inch for this. So you sew it down and you trim out the excess. So now the next thing we're going to do is to fix the eyelet of the bag. Now we're going to fix it, we're first going to use our puncher to punch the holes. Now you're going to measure 1.5 inches from the side for the first hole, and then the other holes will be 2 inches between each other, or maybe 1.5 inches. So we're going to use the eyelet setting tool to fix the eyelet after punching the holes. They have the protruding part of the eyelet and the flat part of the eyelet. So you put the protruding part from the outer part. Use the eyelet setting tool, the round one, you put it underneath. Then you put the flat part of the eyelet on it, just like that. And then you put the other part of the eyelet setting tool and hit it. So that's how we're going to fix all the eyelets. And then you pass the drawstring through the eyelet holes. You pass the drawstring through the eyelet holes. After passing the drawstring, you pull the drawstring together. I like using thick leathers for my works so that I won't have to, it's not compulsory to line it. If it's just a simple bag, I won't have to line it. So I made use of a thick leather for the bag. Then you fix in the stopper and then knot the mouth of the end of the drawstring. You knot it just like that. Make sure the knotting is very close to the end of the drawstring. And then after doing this, you fix the long end to the bag, and then we're done. So that's all with the bag. Now our bucket bag is ready.